Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to show you how to pick the lock of a petrol tank. So in a previous video I told you that you could get the key number off the back of this lock. Actually, it's this lock. So this is the part in question which I took off. Now when you take it off, that covers the bolt, the actual clip itself, but of course you can't get it open because you haven't got the key for it. So what I did was, with a mole grips, just bent this backwards, managed to get the bolt out, got the serial number, or got the key number, and now it works fine. Like I say, it also fits the seat lock. This is the helmet lock. There is the number just there. Hopefully the camera's focusing on it. So like I say, the new key fits this. It fits the seat lock, but it doesn't fit the petrol tank or the ignition. So we're going to have to pick the petrol tank open. Pick the petrol tank open. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. So what you're going to need to pick your lock is, I think these are called skeleton keys. Now you want something similar in size to the original key, I would have thought. Now I'm not a professional bike thief, I just know somebody who's a locksmith who loaned me these keys. I've put tape on the ones that actually work for these petrol tanks. I'll take you over to the bike and show you how actually relatively easy it was. So here we have the petrol tank, which is firmly locked. I say I do have a key for the ignition, but that's a totally new ignition, so it doesn't fit this. So I'm going to show you how easy it was. Now it seems to like the keys that are shaped like that. Same for the other petrol tank. I managed to pick that one open as well. It doesn't seem to like these ones. Now I watched a video on YouTube. It said how to open a petrol tank if you haven't got a key. And basically the guy got a drill and drilled a hole in it, which totally defeats the issue if you ask me. It's like saying I'm locked up in my house and throwing a brick through the window. So it does help to take the tension off the lock. Now I'm going to show you one that doesn't work. So all you do, it might work actually. Get it in there. Take some tension off by putting your thumb on it and just try raking it around. Now it happened quite quickly that I managed to find the right key in a very short space of time. So you can see that one's just not working. Let's try another one. Now this is the one that does work. I've just learned from doing this one a couple of times. If I just put it in, just lean backwards against it, it opens. I did start the old jiggling it around, and eventually I must have pulled it backwards and it opened. But I just find on this one, just putting the key in, if I lean forwards, it doesn't seem so happy with it. In the middle, not so much. Just leaning backwards and you can hear it open. And it was nice to see in this petrol tank that it isn't too grubby. Okay, there's not a lot of rust there, it won't take a lot of washing out. So again, to lock it. So that's that lock. I'll try the other bike and show you that one. You get a bit of light, it's a bit dark under here. Okay, so a bit of light there, that might help. So this is the one that fitted the other bike. And I say, I can't get that one to work. And various other ones. Oh, actually, there we go. So that one works as well. Like I say, it seems to like these keys that are very similar down each side. This is the other one that I got it working on. So again, just wiggling it, get it to open. I do have the key for this bike, so it's not a big issue. So that one fits there as well. I haven't managed to get the ignition picked as yet. I'm not sure why. It's the same key on this bike. Maybe it just takes a little bit more effort. Where's that key? I just used that one there. I did the petrol tank as well. I'm sure if I spent enough time I could get the ignition working as well. It may not work on modern bikes. These are older bikes, slightly worn out locks. But what I am going to do now, I'm going to order a spare key, a blank key, and I'm going to try and file it to a similar shape to this, and then see if I can keep using that in the petrol tank. If I manage to get that done, I will show it to you. So here we are a couple of days later, and I've got some blank keys. Great company, I've used them before. I ordered the keys, I think it was 1:45 PM in the afternoon. They processed the order by 1:56 PM, and the keys were delivered the next day at 11:20 AM. So very, very quick turnaround. So these are just blanks. They'll do the same if you've got the key code, which I've done before. I think I might have shown it in the video. So your key code for this bike would start Z something and a number of numbers. 2 keys with postage was less than £10. So I'm going to try and file this key down as closely to this as possible and see if that will fit. So I'm going to try and file it similar to this. This is as far down as the key goes in. So I'm just going to file this cut out on both sides and try and file this out. I'm going to be using a couple of small files and a multi-tool. So I've marked it out there with a bit of black pen. I hope you can see that. I hope you can hear me as well because it's raining quite a lot. Okay, so carefully using the multi-tool, I'm going to just trim a little bit away on both sides, flip it over, do the same that side, and then try the key. So I don't expect you to watch this for, it could be hours on end. So I'm going to leave you go and get back to you when I'm getting closer to it being done. Okay, so believe it or not, that was very, very quick. Within minutes, I've more or less got it. Yeah, it's a bit snug. This opening. I'm going to just take a little bit more off. It does feel quite tight. That said, should I leave it alone? So that has actually taken me a few minutes to get that sorted. It's not the prettiest key in the world, but it's doing the job. I might do the second one. It does still need a little bit of a wiggle to get it to work. and it feels a little tight. It doesn't spring back as well as it could. It might wear in time. But it works, so a great way of solving your problem. Pick the lock and then buy a blank key to fit. So I did end up doing the second key, and to be perfectly honest, I would just use a file rather than a multi-tool. You'll probably get better results. I did get it working, but not quite as good as the first one. So if you like that video, please subscribe to the channel.